Yay, Electoral College, guys. Okay,
College.
this is the body that chooses the president, okay? The number of electors is equal to the number of congressmen, okay? Originally, we've added 3 electors. Where did we add 3 electors?
I don't know.
Washington, D.C.
Let's go.
Okay, the 23rd Amendment gave Washington 3 electors. So the people of Washington have a voice in who becomes president. And in some cases, Washington, D.C. has been the only electors, other than a person's home state, that have voted for a person. Sorry, Walter Mondale. Okay. Walter Mondale ran against Ronald Reagan in 1984. And it was one of the worst blowouts in American history. He did win Minnesota, his home state, and he won Washington, D.C. Okay. All right, each state decides how to choose their own delegates who are sent to the Electoral College. Each state gets to choose. Some states you vote for your electors. In Mississippi, our state legislature tells us.
Excuse me, teachers, if you have any 11th grade students with the last name M through O, can you please send them to the cafeteria now with the pencils? Last name M through O, 11th grade students. Can you send them to the cafeteria?
All right, so this is an Electoral College map. I'm a huge dork about the Electoral College maps and sort of voter returns and stuff like that. There's 2 states that are a little different. You got Maine and Nebraska.
Oh yeah, nobody's in Maine either.
Is Maine just Democratic?
No, actually, there are a lot of conservatives in Maine. And they're also fairly evenly split between urban population and rural population.
Wait, is Maine one of the ones that splits their electoral?
There's only 2 states that split the Electoral College vote. That's Maine and Nebraska. Maine has 4 electoral votes, and Nebraska's got 5.
That's like the best system. But I
Well,
don't think it passed.
and here's the thing. We do have something in most states called the winner-take-all system. That means if a candidate gets a majority of the popular vote in that state, that they get all of the electoral votes. Okay? Now, how would that be beneficial to any political party? Well, if you get a majority of the popular vote in a state, then you get all of it. Well, it makes California, at least since 1992, appear to be Democrat world, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it truly that way?
No.
Now, obviously, if you're in downtown LA, there's a whole lot of Democrats there. But what if you're in farm country over here in the Imperial Valley? It's actually a lot more conservative. Okay, so I'll have to find one. Everything's so muddled with everything going on with the government right now. It's hard to find an accurate, good, current electoral map because everything's slanted. It's weird. But the best maps to look at to show you a true view is an electoral map or election return map by precinct. And you can get this, and it'll show shades of the colors. It's basically the good ones show you sort of a shade as to how close the election is. Obviously, the dark red or dark blue, they're very, very either Democrat or Republican. Okay, but it paints a really interesting picture. The electoral map says, okay, well, that's Democrat world, and that's Democrat world, and that is, and I don't know what's up with those, and I know what's up there, but anyway, but the thing is, the Electoral College, 48 states have winner take all, including the District of Columbia. This is what makes the electoral vote not align with the popular vote. Okay? Sometimes the popular vote is fairly close, but the electoral vote is very skewed. And that's why. More states used to split their votes. In fact, early on, just about every state split their electoral votes. The way that Maine and Nebraska essentially do it is, okay, they go by legislative districts. Okay, you have the districts. They look at the overall winner. Okay, now since you have 2 senators and however many representatives, right? The numeric winner is going to be guaranteed those 2 senators vote. The 2 electors that are it represent the 2 senators. Then they go by legislative district. Okay, this candidate won District 1. This candidate won District 2. Well, that's all they've got in Maine is 2 representative districts. Okay, so that makes it be a lot more fair, at least in my opinion. A lot of people say throw the Electoral College out. I say, ooh, no. We need a basis, a guide, a document that we've always done to follow, especially right now. But I would say that winner-take-all system. Now, would either of the parties have an incentive to change the winner-take-all system? They've got guaranteed places. How much did Joe Biden have to campaign in California?
They count like 3 votes in California, like already getting to Joe Biden.
Well, no, I mean they do,
he's gonna
and
win.
truly they count some precincts in Los Angeles. They count some precincts in San Francisco. And they're like, okay,
Yeah,
we're good.
Like 25.
Okay, and the prediction is just about right there. Okay, the same with Illinois. They count some in Chicago. And that kind of thing, and because there's the rest of the population of the state does not match the population of Chicago or the greater Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an interesting thing. However, it can be confusing for people. The Electoral College. Now, this was a compromise that was done. The Electoral College. Some people wanted a popular vote, but again, you got to think of how we were in that sort of culture of protest and rebellion and all that kind of stuff. They wanted something to kind of draw a little bit of that back. They didn't want it to be like a coup every 4 years. Okay? And it's worked. It has worked. I think, but particularly in the 20th century, the states have gotten away from splitting their electoral votes, and I think we need to get back to it. However, I don't think there's any incentive for that to actually happen, which is sad. Okay? Because, I mean, what if I were a Republican that lived in California? Do I have a voice?
Nope.
Actually, there are 4 Republican representatives from California. 4 out of 52.
Major parties, but then you go to
There's a lot of
independents,
like
even worse.
Yeah, and independent parties, the system is stacked, and we'll talk more about this later, but the system is stacked against the third parties. They set percentages, like you have to get such a percentage of the vote